Okay. So welcome everyone today today's webinar on streamline your lead journey from lead acquisition to loyalty. I'm Divya from Integrately and I'm super excited to be hosting this webinar with two amazing women, Ankita and Harmony from MailerLite. But before we
Girl power.
start, before we start off, some basic housekeeping rules. Please share all your questions in the Q&A chat in the Q&A tab so our team can get back to you. And secondly, all the webinars, the deck that you see, the recording, and some amazing resources will be sent to you once the webinar is finished within a day or so. With that, I'll hand over to Ankita and Harmony to start it off.
Harmony, would you like to please start and give us a small glimpse?
Sure. So thank you everyone for joining us today. I already introduced myself, but I didn't really introduce MailerLite or what the app is or what it does. So MailerLite is an email marketing platform, and we integrate with a lot of different applications, Integrately being one of them. And MailerLite has a lot of great features in itself. We have our campaigns builder, we have form builders, a lot of different things that you can create for your business. But the possibilities grow when you connect with other applications, which is what we'll show today. So while you can do a lot with MailerLite alone and you can do a lot with Integrately alone, we'll be showing how to use both applications to create more possibilities. And I will hand it off to Ankita.
Yeah. Thank you. Now, okay, I think we should kick off with a good question. The most common question is, how many of you feel 100% confident that your lead management process is as efficient and smooth as it could be? And I'm sure not everybody has the same answer, but some could be like, we are not exactly there, still struggling. So you are not, do not worry at all. Today, this is why we are here, to solve all these questions and try to understand how we can fight this. And frankly, let's face it, managing leads is just like, juggling a lot of balls at once. It's a big, complicated task. There are lower conversion rates, slower follow-ups, and you're trying to personalize every touch point. That's a lot to handle, especially if you are an entrepreneur or a small team. So, and eventually all these challenges just slow down your growth. But the great news is that this webinar that which we are all gathered here is all about talking how automation can be the real game changer when it comes to managing your leads. You're going to be able to then send your or pass your leads faster through the funnels, and then you'll be able to close more leads. And the best part, which is my favorite, is creating loyal and long-term relationships with your customers. So I think I've said enough, and let's just start with what we are here for. Okay. So if you're keeping up with the industry trends, you must be aware by now that automation is no more in the phase like it's a nice have. We have reached the stage it's a must have. Even Forrester Research believes that companies that automate lead management see a 10% or even greater increase in just a matter of 6 to 9 months. Eventually, so Neil Patel, a famous marketer, also says that marketing automation is no longer optional. It's essential for any company that's looking to maximize its engagement and growth when it comes to its customers. So I think it's time we take a step back and really think that if the industry giants and leaders have started believing and actually practicing automation, can you as a business really afford to stay back, and not be a part of this revolution? So I think, and can we really afford it? That is also another question. When you are behind the industry trends and your competitors are using automations and they are, gaining momentum, but you are still stuck to your manual processes and lagging behind. That's not really what you're looking for to grow in your business. And I'm sure that is why most of our participants are here. How many, what do you think? What's about the automation and everything?
Yes, so automation is one of the main things that MailerLite focuses on. While we are a campaign builder and form builder, automation is one of the things that brings it all together. And that helps create personalized customer experiences that builds loyalty. So you can engage with your customers actively using automations. And we'll talk about exactly what automation is, but it literally is automating these tasks, sending emails automatically, creating groups automatically. So it's just these systems that create these automatic systems. And we will go through exactly how that looks. But yeah, that's one of the main things that MailerLite does.
Thank you, Amini. I think now we have said enough about automation. Now let's look at why is the need for this automation, all the challenges and everything. So let's have a small glimpse of our agenda. Yeah, let's see here only. So what is exactly automation we are talking about? It's the technology that is used to perform tasks automatically. So a lead is coming in from your website and then you send a mail using MailerLite, or you add it to your CRM HubSpot, whatever, all that process which is defined that information from point A should travel to point B in a defined state, always, irrespective of anything, then that tasks need not be done by you manually. You are just going to waste your efforts and time on doing these things. So you have this tool that automates all such processes where data comes from one point and travels to the other point, or in fact multiple points, and leads to various actions depending on what happened at the source. Suppose somebody added something to a cart and abandoned it. So then you strike a mail to them, okay, that maybe you forgot things or these items are waiting for you. So all of this is automation. As soon as they abandon their cart, you're able to send them mails. This is automation. Then also you're able to send personalized email to them, right? That you are the customer and you left these items in the cart, or these items are missing you. Or sometimes when you send, since you bought this, other customers also bought this. So you send some recommendations to them. All of this is possible only because of automation. Okay. And at the right point, you're taking the right actions, which will ultimately result in the right results.
So that's where, Integrately comes in for all the issues and the challenges and the pain points that Ankita mentioned. That's where Integrately and MailerLite both come in, since they are both the tools for success. And like we said, we say for Integrately is basically automation simplified. We make it incredibly easy for our users to set up the automation from the get-go. So with one-click automations, you can connect your favorite apps instantly. No coding needed, no technical help needed, no, going through the hassle of thinking of things, anything else. Then we have custom workflows, so you can easily create custom automation that suit your unique business needs. So every business has a unique need, and a set workflow might not work for them. So that's when custom workflows come in. And let's not forget about people who are just starting out. So we have over 20 million plus ready templates. So user can, just select whatever apps that they are using, and there is a ready template for it. They can start using it from the get-go. And we have round-the-clock support across all time zones, 24/5. And you can access them, you can reach out to them. Our support is very helpful. They'll help you in setting up your automation. They'll help you walk you through. They'll understand your unique business needs. And based on that, they'll recommend the best automation for your requirement. And the best part is we have dedicated expert for each of our users. So there is no restriction of paid plan. Our dedicated support is available on all the plans. Now I'll hand over to Harmony, who will explain us about MailerLite.
Yes. So when it comes to MailerLite and Integrately, Integrately is the platform that brings all of these different apps together, while MailerLite is an email marketing platform. So in MailerLite, you can create marketing type emails using our drag and drop email builder. It's very easy to use. You can create surveys, you can add everything from text, images, anything you want to personalize your emails. And we also have a lot of templates to choose from, so they're very easy to create. And we also have segmentation and personalization. So when we talk about segmentation, in MailerLite, you can create different lists of subscribers. So based on what products they purchased or based on different information about the subscribers, you can separate them into different lists so that you don't just have you have your main list and then you have your more targeted list of subscribers all in MailerLite. That also helps with personalization. So when you collect data like first names, birthdays, membership renewals, anything like that, all of that goes into MailerLite and can be used for personalization. So you can use it to say, hi, and their first name at the beginning of the email, as well as many other possibilities. And automated email sequences, which is, of course, the main thing we're talking about today. So while Integrately does help you connect different apps, MailerLite will help you with the emails. So if you want an email to be sent out right away when a customer signs a form, for example, that would be with MailerLite. So that helps with just the automated things when it comes to the email marketing side of things. And then we also have the ability of A/B testing. So this is slightly more advanced, or when you've tested a few things and you want to try and see what works better. A/B testing allows you to test different elements of your email. So you can send different subject lines out to subscribers and see what performs best. You can send different content out and see what performs best. So it helps you just see different data to see what your subscribers respond best to. So MailerLite, you can think of it as just the email marketing, all-in-one email marketing platform that includes all of these different features.
That sounds fantastic, Harmony. And I believe with MailerLite, personalized email campaigns are a total breeze. And when combined with the power of Integrately, I believe it will lead to some magical results. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. We'll show you exactly how you can integrate both apps right now. But yes, these are the
Yes.
two different things that they do separately and how they work together.
So again, I'll be jumping a few slides so we can get to the main gist, the main automation. So please excuse me while I do that. And yeah,
I
let's not forget, we have some exciting rewards and offers coming up. So please stay tuned till the end. Yeah. So this is where we start the actual, the gist, the core of this webinar, the automations, and we'll walk you through each stage of the lead journey. So it starts off with lead capture, and I believe everyone over here who has joined understands the importance of lead capture and how important it is to get your leads to the right point, be it your CRM, be it your email marketing tool like MailerLite. So it is very important to get those lead at the right place. So it ensures that no lead slips through the cracks, during the whole lead to marketing phase. And it's also quick and accurate. So you don't have to do it manually. So there's no chances of errors. And since you are not doing it manually, it will happen quickly, instantly, as soon as someone, submits a form on your website or fills up a social media landing page or anything, or even visits your website. You can get those leads, you can capture those leads and then pass it on to your CRM and your email marketing tool to ensure the details are passed to your team or to whoever is working the leads. So this is the automation that we are talking about. This is how Integrately comes into picture. As you can all see on the screen, just a minute, I'll quickly explain this flow to you live in Integrately. So this is the first flow that we'll be talking about. So in our case, we are considering Facebook lead ads as a starting point. So whenever a lead is added to Facebook, using Integrately, you can directly send it to your CRM. In our case, we are using Pipedrive. So when you are sending those lead details directly to your CRM, you are ensuring that your data is synced across all the platforms that you're using. And at the same time, you can create a deal to assign a monetary value to each lead that you get. So it completes the ROI puzzle that we talked about in the earlier slides. And towards the end, we'll add the same lead to MailerLite to ensure that they get timely communication. I'll hand it over to Harmony, who will explain how it works in MailerLite.
Yep. So once a new subscriber is then created in MailerLite, they are added to a new group. Here in this example, the group is just new signups, and that immediately sends an email right after they joined the group. So it's an automatic process. As soon as they're sent to MailerLite, they join the group, and the automation sends the email. So First, the group is joined, the email is sent, and then you can see here that you can personalize the email, the subject line, who's it from, as well as design all of the email in the app. And this will send it out right away as soon, like we were talking about those immediate actions. As soon as they join the group, as in as soon as they join your list, email gets sent out.
Great. So it's like it's normal to use automation, but what is the main reason behind automating at this particular stage? So in our next slide, we'll see the impact of using automation at this particular stage at during the lead capturing. So it ensures seamless data entry. It ensures that no lead is missed and every captured lead is processed. And as you can see the stats, companies that use lead capture and nurturing automation generate 50% more sales ready leads at 33% lower cost. And I believe all the viewers that are here today, somewhere or the other, they might have, faced the issues with the cost, the raising cost, and lower conversions. So I believe this automation will help them out with those things. The next benefit is faster follow-up. So since the leads are directly added to your CRM, to your marketing platform, you can immediately engage with these leads through automated emails, through personalized emails that MailerLite offers, and ensure that your leads are getting immediately engaged with you. And most importantly, improved accuracy. So when you are manually entering data, there are chances that there might be some errors, some mistakes, human tendencies, human errors. So with automation, you ensure that all the leads are passed on accurately without any errors. We move on to the next step, which is lead nurturing. And this is something that Ankita and Harmony both talked about towards the start, how nurturing becomes a very important part. Since lead capturing is just a part of the process, how you nurture them, that sets the tone of your entire lead journey. How well do your audience remember you? That sets the tone of your conversion and post-conversion processes. So why this particular stage matters? It's because it keeps your leads engaged by sending personalized content. And most importantly, the content will be based on what actions your audience performs. It won't be some random hi, hello. It will be very specifically targeted to them. And this stage also ensures that leads receive the right message at the right time, because that is the most important thing to hit the hammer at the right time. So this is the automation, and just a minute, I'll quickly switch it up and integrate it. Just a minute. Okay, I believe there's a goof up. Just give me a minute.
I do see an important question while you are looking. Someone asked, can we try these things before making a purchase? And I do think that's a good question. In MailerLite, you are able to start on a free plan. So there's premium features, but there's also a lot of features on the free plan, and automation is one of them. So there are more advanced automation features with the premium plan, but just to create an automation and send an email, that is available on the MailerLite free plan.
Yeah. And with Integrately, you also get a free plan for 14 days. It has all features enabled, so you can try it out with your team. You can try out automations, and you get 100 tasks for free. So you can get experience of how it works in the live situation. So this is the flow. So I've set it up for MailerLite. So whenever the campaign that is sent via MailerLite, whenever the link in that campaign is clicked, it will create a spreadsheet row to log the activity. So later on, I can use this activities and then send out personalized emails to them. So in the next step, once the activities of my users or my customers are logged, I will add those details. I'll update their preferences, whatever they have browsed, whatever activity they have performed, I'll add them. Based on those activities, I'll add them to a specific group in MailerLite, so I can send more targeted and more personalized content to them. Harmony will elaborate more on it in the next slide.
Yes, and I need to share my screen because I'm going to be showing this in MailerLite.
Just give me stop mine.
No worries.
Yeah. Take it away, Harmony.
Not able to share still yet.
Okay, give me a minute to check. Yeah, check now, please.
Okay, yeah, just a minute. Let me go over here. Okay, so I believe you should be able to see the MailerLite application now. So this is what MailerLite looks like, and I'm in the automation tab here. You can see we have a lot of different areas, but we're focusing on automation. When you create an automation, you can either start from scratch or you can use our many templates. And you can see here we actually have a nurture leads specific category for automation templates. So you can see here we have all of these different automations from simple to more advanced. And this is what I was talking about. We have different plan levels. So if you just use the simple welcome email for your nurturing leads, you can do that on the free plan. I will look at the more advanced one so we can see how it looks on a more advanced scale when you are lead nurturing. So this is our advanced welcome email. So once Integrately creates that subscriber in MailerLite, so Integrately sends the subscriber over to MailerLite and they join a group. With automations in MailerLite, you can actually create up to 3 different entry points on our premium plan. So that means up to 3 different ways that they enter the automation. So here it's when they join a group or they complete a form, for example. So let's say Integrately just sent over the subscriber and they just joined the MailerLite group. They get sent their welcome email and then it continues. So there's a delay of 3 days. So they're not just receiving email after email, wait 3 days. It goes over to what we call a preferences email. So this is just an example of what can be done. Preferences email might be, how often do you want to hear from us? Or what type of products do you enjoy, looking into? Or what age range are you looking for clothing, for example? Like all of these different things to basically categorize your subscribers into different lists. We usually call that a preferences email, and that is sent after the initial welcome. Again, just an example of what can be done. Here, you wait another 3 days, and this is where we get more specific when subscribers perform like certain actions. So here we want to check, these are called conditions. And this seems a little complex in the automation, but when you are putting it all together, it is quite simple. And we do have guides on all of this. But when here we are checking if a specific link was clicked in this email. So after 3 days, we're checking, was a link clicked? We have a specific one. If it was, there's one branch. And if it was not, we have another branch. So this helps, again, just to keep that communication going and help to make sure that you know exactly what your customer is wanting and asking for. So if the link wasn't clicked, we have a specific offer. If it was clicked, we have a different offer. We're checking again here if a link was clicked, and we have different things that happen if it was. So if they took advantage of that offer after 3 days, we can categorize them into a different group or not. It really just depends on what the subscriber does. So this is just, again, just an example of how an automation can nurture leads in a more advanced way. It can also be things like membership renewals, feedback surveys, new promotions. It all matters when you want to just keep up the communication with your subscribers. So that could just be welcome preferences, it could be promotions, anything. And this is how it works and looks in MailerLite. And I will go ahead and start sharing my screen now. You can switch back over.
Yes. Thanks for the explanation, Harmony. So let's understand the impact of using automation at this stage. And I do realize that we are reaching our end time, but please stick around for a few more minutes since this is really important. I'll just quickly walk you through the impact. So like I mentioned, in using automation in this stage ensures personalized communication. Using both the flows, you can ensure that you are reaching the right lead at the right time. And it also leads to enhanced lead management. Since all your follow-ups will be sent timely and automatically, it will improve the overall engagement for your customers. And the most important thing, it reduces your manual efforts. You don't have to, go manually back and forth and do it one by one. And as you can see, the stats also agree with us. Nurtured leads make 47% larger purchases, which is a huge number. Now, this is the most crucial stage of any lead journey. This is where the lead, actually converts to a paying customer. And it is very important that at this time, you are there for your customers, for your audience, and you are getting the right things out to them, be it your personalized discount offers, be it some resources to help them make the decision to switch to your platform or to your product. So give me a minute to quickly pull up the flow. Yeah. So as you can see, in this stage, we are seeing whenever the deal stage is updated. So let's say you are keeping track of your leads in Pipedrive and you are monitoring those leads from there. So whenever a stage is updated, so let's say you are marking the deal as one. So whenever that is done, it will immediately send out a channel message to your sales team to ensure that your sales team acts on it at the right time. And at the end, you can create a subscriber or update the subscriber details in MailerLite to ensure even MailerLite sends out personalized content and relevant resources to your hot leads. There's another, so Harmony will take it from you.
Mhm. So this is a similar flow to what I showed before, but this is the simple, when the subscriber is sent to MailerLite, they join the group, here it's called demo group, and they're sent the follow-up email right away. So before you saw in the lead nurturing example, I had delays of 3 days, or I had simple like wait times. Here there's no delays, which means that the email is sent right away. So it's a timely thing, and the follow-up is sent out right when the action happens. So no delays here. You don't want them to wait any amount of days. Certain times you do, when you have multiple emails in the sequence, you want to add delays so that they receive different emails at different times. But in this case, we want it to be sent out right away when it happens, no delay. So it's just join the group, email is sent.
Great. So now let's talk about the impact of using automation at this stage. So it leads to quicker sales action. So since your sales team is receiving real-time alerts whenever a lead is ready to convert, it ensures that your sales team is right there to handhold your customer through their checkout process. And it also ensures that there are no lost opportunities. Since there are automated notifications, it leads to lesser, missing out of high potential leads. And the most important point, it does definitely increase your conversion rates because your team is right there to help you out. And even the stats agree, 77% marketers had an increase in conversions after using automation. And personalized email messages improve click-through rates by an average of 14% and conversion by 10%. And I believe, Harmony, these are some huge numbers. So like click-through rates of 14% is a marketer's dream, I believe.
Exactly. It makes a big difference. Personalization, automation, it all makes a big difference. So these numbers, they do make sense, because when you're just trying to do it all manually, you won't be able to scale. So yes.
Great. And we are almost close to the end, and we have a special surprise coming up. So whoever are there, please stay tuned. Now, the next stage, so once your customer is converted, the most important thing is ensuring that you are right there to help them through any queries that they have regarding your product, regarding your platform, regarding whatever you sell. So there might be questions once they have, purchased it. There might be questions, there might be doubts. So this is where this particular flow comes in, onboarding and customer success. And it ensures using automation at this particular stage ensures a smooth onboarding process with automated guidance for your new customers. And at the same time, it also helps you build long-term relationships, which definitely leads to increase in customer satisfaction. So yeah, Harmony, please take it away.
Yep, so this also looks a bit similar to what I showed before, but a little bit different. So when we're talking about onboarding, we want to, again, send certain emails right away at the start, but then make sure that we are nurturing the lead as they continue through the flow. So in the beginning, we see here, they join the group, email is sent, and we can see that the preferences email is there after the 3 days. Then it goes to the different links that are clicked. So this is when it comes to onboarding, that is when you want to find out the information about your subscribers' preferences. So when I talked about how often they want to hear from you or what products they like to explore the most, The onboarding is when you want to find out all of those questions. So this is the main way to nurture leads at the beginning when it comes to bringing a new customer into the flow. It is doing it this way so that you're sending that first welcome email, but then also making sure that you are knowing their preferences, and then you are doing something with that data. So it's not just asking the customer and then, saying, okay, that's great. It's collecting that data and making sure that you are using it. So when they click those specific links, you are marking it by updating custom fields. All that means is that you are adding information to that subscriber's profile in a sense. So what link they clicked, what products they purchased, the answers to the survey you sent, all things like that. So it's sending out the email, collecting the data, and then also making sure that you're doing something with that data. So updating the subscriber, sending them to another group, making sure that something is being done with the information that you're receiving.
And I have to tell you, this flow, even though it's a bit complicated, but right now it looks very simple to me. So I believe it's the magic of MailerLite over here.
Yes, it's not too complicated. I think it can seem complicated because there's a lot you can do, right? There's a lot of
Right.
possibilities. So you can make it as complex as you want to make it. It really just depends, but it doesn't have to be. Just creating the automation itself is quite simple. And once you learn more about it and how automation works, then you can create a more complex system. But definitely don't avoid this because it seems too complex in the beginning. It's really not. If you've seen complex automations, it might just be that, that they know how to create them, but they don't have to be that way. It depends on how much you want to make it complex.
Right. So then the next part comes in integrately. So let's say you have an automation set up in MailerLite and one of your subscriber has completed that particular automation. So you need to keep your CRM in sync with those details too, because that is where you'll be managing your lead. So with this automation, whenever your subscriber completes an automation, the details will be automatically updated in the particular leads details in Pipedrive, the CRM that you're using, and it will also send out a message to your sales team, so even they are aware of where that particular lead is in the in the onboarding process. So let's talk about the impact or the benefits of this automation. First of all, like we discussed earlier, it ensures smooth onboarding. Your customers get the right details at the right time. It also ensures improved customer satisfaction because they got the right details at the right time. Whenever they faced an issue, the details were there for them. And ultimately, it leads to stronger retention because they do not have any reason to leave your platform or to leave your product because they have all the details that they need and your team is there to help you out. And as you can see, the stats, it results in 90% faster onboarding with 50% more consistency, which is a very good number. And we are coming close to the end. There are just 2 stages left and an amazing reward worth $750, which is a big amount, is coming up. So please stay tuned. Now we'll talk about building loyalty and advocacy. So we have gone through all the process. We have onboarded the customers. We have, made them convert. Everything is done. But ensuring that you get more out of the existing leads that you have, since our webinars theme is double your conversion and not your spend. So this is how you ensure that you are doubling your conversion. You turn your existing customers into your loyal users, and then going further, you turn them into your brand advocates, because that's how that leads to more validation for new customers. So why it matters? It leads to faster long-term relationships, and like I mentioned, it turns your satisfied customers into brand advocates. And it also encourages loyalty. It helps build a very loyal customer base through personalized interactions and rewards. Harmony will explain how it happens in MailerLite.
Mhm. So once you have the data and it's added to MailerLite, you can see here the first thing is the updated field. So this is how we know how to send out emails for things like birthdays, anniversaries, these key dates, milestones. That can also be things like membership renewals, expiry dates, anything that has a specific date, something like that. So it can start with the updated field. So when the information is changed, that could mean that previously there was one value and then there was a survey sent and that information changed. So now because that information changed, it has triggered the automation by the updated field. A small delay, and then we send out the email after that. So previously I was showing how Integrately sends over the subscriber and they join a group, and that's how they enter the automation. But there are also other ways that they can enter the automation, and one of them is this updated field, which just means a change of value, change of data. It said one thing before, now it says something else, and we want to send an email because of that change.
Yeah. And I believe it is also very important to get the feedback of your customers before turning them into loyal advocates, because one thing leads to another, right? So if you are engaging with your audience, if you're asking them, what can we do better? It does portray a strong and positive image in the eyes of your customers.
Exactly. And in MailerLite, you do have the ability to add things like surveys, so interactive elements within your email, so that you can collect those responses and see the feedback all in MailerLite. So you can send out your feedback email, the customer experience email right after the information is changed, and then all that data is collected and stored in MailerLite.
Sounds great. So let's move on to how Integrately fits into this picture. So like Harmony mentioned, there are multiple ways to enter an automation. So let's say one of your users or your customers finished the earlier automation that we had sent out, which got their feedback, which got their survey results. We'll get those details, we'll add them to the CRM to ensure the complete holistic picture of your lead is present in your CRM as well. And then we'll send out these details to our sales team to ensure even they are aware of what kind of feedback that we are getting from our customers, from our audience. And lastly, we'll also add them to a particular group in MailerLite to ensure they are targeted according to their responses. And let's talk about the impact or the benefits of this particular automation. It results in boosted customer retention. With automated loyalty programs and personalized interaction, your customers will stay engaged and will engage with you throughout their entire lifetime. And it also leads to more referrals. So using automations, you can set up referral programs, you can send out invites to your customers based on their behavior and turn them to your advocates, since they'll be sharing it with their people, with their audiences, and it will lead to more customers for you basically. And at the end, it generates a positive and very strong brand position for you, which leads to brand loyalty. With consistent and personalized engagement, you will definitely turn your existing customers into your brand advocates, into your loyal customers. So as you can see, even the stats agree. So if you increase your customer retention rates by 5%, your profits jump from 25 to 95, which is again a huge number. And lastly, we'll go through the final stage. But again, a small reminder, we are almost through. Stick to the end, you'll get the surprise. So lastly, this is again a very important stage to ensure that you are getting the most out of your existing leads. So in this stage, we'll talk about how we can continuously engage our audience and upsell products to them, upsell our offerings to them. So yeah, Harmony, please take it away.
So as I mentioned before, things like the anniversaries, birthdays, all of these dates that reoccurring, or membership renewals, it can be that as well. These are things to send personalized messages for key milestones. So while you want to also send things like, product updates and welcome emails, keeping that communication and that lead nurturing, that consistency are also things like this. So keeping track of anniversaries of things and sending out emails as it happens. In MailerLite, it's actually pretty simple. If you have that data collected, all you need is the date. So the date of the membership, the date of the birthday, anniversary, whatever it is. Once you have that date, the year, month, day collected, and it's in MailerLite, you set up this automation and it automatically knows when the date arrives. So when the date arrives, it sends the email so that you don't have to remember, you don't have to think about it. It checks the date, checks the field in the subscriber's information, and then it sends out the email on the right date. all automatic, so you don't have to think about it. As long as you have the date there, it sends it out when it happens.
Great. And personally, as a product user, I feel very, I feel very great whenever I receive a personalized birthday email from the products that I've, purchased earlier. So it brings a nice, good touch of personalization and, hey, we do remember about you kind of feel.
Mhm. Exactly. And it is something that a lot of brands do. So you want to make sure that you are keeping up with that to stand out. So
Yes.
by collecting that data, by sending out those emails, you are as competitive as those other brands.
Great. So let's see how integrately fits into this entire scenario. So we'll keep a track. So earlier we used a spreadsheet to keep a track of whatever user activities were happening. And using those things itself, we can trigger exclusive offers, discounts for our loyal and high spending customers to encourage additional purchases. So in this automation, what we'll be doing is we'll check our user activity spreadsheet for what kind of activity the user has performed. And if there is any standout event or standout activity, we can add these users, these customers to a particular MailerLite group to send specifically targeted messages to them. Now let's see the impact of this automation. So like we said earlier, it encourages stronger relationships. And since we are sending out timely, personalized content to them, it ensures that they do remember about us. They do remember about a brand. It also results in increased revenue. Since you are upselling or cross-selling your products, it increases the customer's lifetime value. And like I said, it increases customers' lifetime value and uh, ongoing engagement does help with that. So yeah, that's the end of the automation stages. I do hope these were helpful to you. And now we'll be going to the main reward point. So let's go there. Yeah.
And a
So
small
we'll have
apology,
yeah.
apology on my part for taking up so much of time. So let's jump to the quick quiz, right?
Great. So I hope all of you did stick out through the very long webinar that we had, and we have a special quiz. And the reward, one lucky winner will get the reward of $750 from Integrately. So you'll be getting Integrately's growth plan for 6 months for free, which is worth $750. So give me a minute to pull up the quiz and we'll start with it. So the quiz will be going live now. I hope you all can see the quiz. And these are the questions for the quiz. You can also see them in the quiz pop-up. We'll be running this quiz for approximately 2 minutes. So let's switch to the question answers live Q&A. So yeah, please, whoever has any questions for Harmony, me, Ankita, please feel free to share them in the Q&A tab.
I will also add the link to the MailerLite sign up page in the chat. Right now, if you sign up for our free plan, you get to try 30 days of our premium features. So that means you don't have to upgrade for the first 30 days to try all of the premium features that I mentioned. So if you click that link, that will take you to the sign up page for MailerLite, and that will start your 30-day trial so you can see all of the features that we offer. That also gives you access to customer support as well.
Great. And 30 days is a really good time to, try out everything that MailerLite has to offer.
I think
It's quite
most questions were answered during the session.
Yeah.
I can see. Yeah, so
We
let's.
had very good moderators who beat us to our task, I believe.
Yeah. Yes, and thank you
Okay.
everyone so much for joining, and apologies for going a little bit over time. Hopefully you got a lot of good information. I believe we'll also be sending these slides out, so anything that we did pass over, you'll be able to see later, but we did go over the most important points, and we also repeated a couple of points as well. So hopefully you're able to get all of the valuable info.
Yeah. Harmony, there's a question for you from John. John says he has a second business that he'd like to use with MailerLite, but he's already a premium user on his first business. So does he need multiple accounts or does one account work?
It kind of depends. We typically recommend to create different accounts for different brands or different companies. So if it has a separate name, if it's a completely separate entity, then we do recommend a different account. Not just so that you have two accounts, but because that way you can separate the branding for your forms, for your automations, for your campaigns. Like I mentioned, if they're two different entities, it will be a lot more difficult to have those, to have two separate branding, two separate forms, all of that in one account. So we do recommend to do two separate ones, especially if you are sending out emails from different domains. So for example, if you have different websites and you're sending out emails from different email addresses, again, you want two different accounts to manage that. So it's not completely, you have to have it this way, but it will make your life a lot easier and it is a lot better for organizing two different entities, two different brands.
I agree. It also keeps the data segregated.
Yeah.
I'm glad that answered your question, John. Now, let's go towards the big reveal that Integrately has for you. Since MailerLite has already offered you a 30-day free trial, even Integrately has something in store for you. Ankita, would you like to take over? Ankita, you're on mute.
I think I would like you to do the honors here.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So this is the special offer that we have for all our viewers who are present here or who will be watching this webinar later on recording. We are offering 20% off on all our Integrately plans. So whichever plan you go for, you'll get 20% off on it. You just have to use the coupon code 2x webinar. And most importantly, it's valid only for the next 2 hours. So please do avail this offer because even a single penny saved will help your business a lot.
That's great. And the link that I sent is valid for more than 2 hours, but it is still it's still useful to sign up. So yeah, like I mentioned before, that just gives you access to try MailerLite for 30 days for free, so you can try the premium features. Again, we do have a free plan, so if you just want to use MailerLite for free, you can do that. But this gives you a chance to try all of the premium features available on our paid plans.
Great, great. And with that, we come to the end of our webinar. Thanks a lot for sticking around. And we are excited to see how you'll use Integrately and MailerLite to transform your lead funnel. And we hope whatever learnings that you got from this particular session do help you in setting up a flow that reduces your efforts, reduces your stress, and at the same time increases your conversion. Like I mentioned towards in the beginning, you will receive a recording of the session, and additional resources will include the links to the automations that we discussed in this webinar. So you won't have to, fumble around to how to set it up. You will get the link. You just need an Integrately account, and you can use the link to directly copy that automation in your account. And whenever you need both our supports, be it MailerLite, be it Integrately, both our supports are there to help you out with any queries that you have. So please feel free to drop in a hi, a query, anything in both our respective chats. Harmony, do you have anything to add?
Just before we sign off, I do notice someone in the chat is asking to show the offer again of the Integrately. I believe it's
Yeah.
the code, just so they can see that one more time.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, I have nothing else mainly to add. Just thank you everyone for joining. Hopefully you get a chance to try MailerLite and Integrately out. As mentioned, you can try everything for free. We also have a very dedicated customer support team to answer all of your questions. You can reach them in the application through live chat right away. So when you're on that 30-day free trial and you have questions, you can access customer support right in the app. So hopefully you get a chance to try everything, and we'll be here to help you if you need.
And just a small note, you will also receive this code via email once the webinar is over. So please don't worry of missing it out. You will get the email. You can use the code from there.
Great. Okay, I think we will go ahead and sign off. Yes, thank you everyone for joining us. Hope you have a great rest of your day and hope to see you in the next one.
Sure. Bye-bye. Bye, Harmony.
Bye.